Welcome to Capelli Sport Stadium, where the Rochester Rhinos and St. Louis FC battle for playoff positioning in the Eastern Conference. The Rhinos thank tonight's presenting sponsor, FoodLink. Visit foodlink.org for more information on FoodLink's community services. Hello, everyone. Ari Shannock alongside former Guyana national team star Chris Nurse. Chris, player to watch for St. Louis, is a familiar face to Rhino fans, Christian Valesky.
Yeah, Valesky is an ex-Rochester Rhino player, and whenever you come back to play against your old team, you always have that little bit in your teeth. You always feel like you have a point to prove. Hopefully he'll go out there and play his normal game. He's very key to this St. Louis attack. 4 goals, 2 assists. He's going to be key against breaking down a very resolute and stingy Rochester defense.
Yeah, this is his first return to Rochester since leaving the Rhinos. The Rochester player to watch, last season's Golden Glove winner, Tomas Gomez.
Yeah, this is one of the league's best goalkeepers. Gomez has been key to this Rochester team's defense. 10 clean sheets, only conceding 21 goals throughout the course of the season. He's had some top performances and is going to need to be in key performance again tonight to lead Rochester to a win.
He has been outstanding. The starting lineups tonight brought to you by Meals on Wheels Pet Food Program. Rhino fans will be offered a complimentary game voucher for a future Rhinos game for donating a canned pet food item during tonight's match. Here's a starting 11 for St. Louis.
Yeah, we see some changes from the midweek game in St. Louis. We have a change in goal. Greenwich come back in as goals, but we also have some forced changes with some of the injuries that we saw. We saw Appiah get an injury. We saw Daniel Jackson go down with injury. And we know that this team has to get some wins now to be able to make the playoffs. So hopefully these changes can push them on. And
here's a starting 11 for Coach Bob Lilly.
Yeah, another team where we seeing a lot of changes, but not many changes in the back line, and that's where Rochester have been key this year. The Thomas Gomez we spoke about at the back being very, very dominant as a keeper, and how strong this back line has been in it, not allowing teams to concede against them.
Big matchup in the East coming up from Rochester.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Hey you, yes you. Do you have trouble sitting in that chair?
Are you uncomfortable when you sleep?
When was the last time you truly relaxed?
At Integrated Massage Therapy, we have over 40 years experience.
We offer deep tissue, relaxation, and hot stone.
We can reduce your stress, pain, headaches, and increase your flexibility.
We have 2 convenient locations in Hilton and Irondequoit.
We work with fibromyalgia, post-surgical, athletes, everyone from young and old. Please see our website below.
We are your official massage therapists of the Rochester Rhinos.
Go Rhinos!
Multiple concussions actually put people at risk for early dementia. It's kind of like Alzheimer's with a kind of paranoid, angry edge to it. So we've been trying to develop a blood test for concussion so we can say yes or no. You had a concussion, yes or no. Hopefully, early diagnosis equals early treatment and prevention of dementia down the line.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
It is a beautiful night here at Capelli Sport Stadium in Rochester. The Rhinos 9-5-8. St. Louis 5 draws. They are 8-10 on the season. And Preki, the leader of this team, 2000 MLS champion, 2007 MLS Coach of the Year, 2014 USL champion with Sacramento Republic. Chris, he's the only player to win the MLS scoring championship and MVP twice. He did it in 1997 and in 2003. There's a good look at Preki.
Very formidable record as a player. But we've heard Preki this week speak about how his team performed in the second half against Tulsa. You know, the pressure, they were pressing higher up the field. He feels like in the second half they played like men, and they know that every point at this stage of the season matters.
And you saw Bob Lilly, head coach of the Rhinos, who's never missed the playoffs in his pro coaching career. He won the USL title with Vancouver in 2006, won it here in 2015, four-time USL Coach of the Year, Bob Lilly. And he's ready to go. He will be without his star again, Kenardo Forbes, as we kick it off, who will sit out the final game of his three-match ban for being charged with violent conduct after his red card versus New York Red Bulls 2 on August 5th. And Forbes leads this Rhino team in shots, assists, and chances created, Chris.
Yeah, and I think they missed him a bit in the last game in that 1-0 defeat against Charleston. Whenever you lose a player who's your leading assist and leading shots in the team, it's a big loss in offense. But we'll see how they cope tonight, who can step up to the plate and make a good attempt at replacing him.
On the other side, St. Louis without Octavio Guzman, who's out 4 to 6 weeks after undergoing successful knee surgery. So he's a key component of Preki's attack this season as well.
Yeah, Guzman, Jackson, Appiah all down with injury. 2 of the 3 with hamstring injuries. A team that's pushing for the last playoff spot, 3 points outside of the playoffs right now with 9 games remaining. So there's still a lot of points on the board, 27 points left to play for. They'll need a big effort from everybody within the whole squad in order to make those final playoff positions.
And Rochester, they're in 5th place, 35 points. They are 3 points behind 4th place Tampa, Chris. But Rhinos have 2 games in hand.
Yeah, this Rhino team, they've made the playoffs consecutively for the past 3 years. No different this season. Bob Lilly expecting his team to be there. It's a well-known franchise in soccer communities in the US and a rich history of soccer in Rochester.
Gorgeous night. The teams racing around the midfield. There's Johan Graf, who always brings a ton of energy and intensity. Out of Bradley University, he has 5 goals this season. A couple of lineup changes for Coach Lilly. We see Cristiano Francois up front. Good to see Cristiano, the Haitian, back in the lineup after being out for a couple of months with an injury. He had 2 assists early on in the season and definitely a force on the offensive side for Rochester. Also in the lineup, Julian Boucher, newly acquired, player who played for Syracuse, brought them to the Final Four in 2015. 4 appearances for DC United this season for Boucher, and he was a spark plug in last Saturday, his first appearance with the Rhinos, coming off of the bench.
Yeah, both these teams need to be a little careful. St. Louis obviously trying to collect as much points as they can to make the playoffs, but everybody in and around the playoffs is very tight for points, and Rochester now, after this game, will go on the road for 4 games, and it's obviously very difficult to come to get points when you go on the road. So they want to try and make sure they capitalize on this last home game before a long road stretch to ensure they solidify their points in their place in the playoffs.
Ryan Howe, shot and a score! Wow, that was quick. As Gomez, upset with himself and his defense, just kicks the ball out of bounds. What a strike off the free kick from Howe.
Yeah, I think Rochester have been caught sleeping with this free kick. Fantastic start for St. Louis. Howe, who had a very strong performance midweek. Great strike against the ball, but I think Rochester were still caught asleep in the first 5 minutes of this game and find themselves 1-0 down. A defense that hasn't conceded a lot of goals this season. That's only the 22nd goal that they've conceded throughout the season, and I think that'll be their wake-up call that the game started now.
Yeah, Ryan Howe, his first goal of the season. The player out of Rockford, Illinois, and played at Loyola University in Chicago. Ryan Howe surprises everybody there, Chris, with that left-footed strike, and it was a beauty into the corner of the net, beating Tomas Gomez. Gomez, 8 clean sheets this season, Chris. That won't be the case here tonight.
Yeah, what they do by just moving the ball before he strikes it, it completely de-aligns the wall moves the ball, moves the keeper from his positioning, and he just strikes that ball so cleanly. Doesn't place it, just drills through the ball. Fantastic strike.
Now, you talked about the defensive prowess of Rochester. You know, second in the USL with 10 clean sheets, second in the USL in goals conceded, 21. Interestingly, on the flip side, Chris, offensively, both of these teams identical with 25 goals. That ties them for 20th in the USL. And 220 shots. That ties the two teams for 26th in the USL. However, St. Louis, 8 goals in the last 4 matches coming into this. That's their best offensive stretch of the season.
Yeah, I think that midweek win against Tulsa would have given this team a lot of momentum, to give them a little bit more belief going into the last stretch of the season, that if they put a string of wins together, that they can actually go on to achieve something and really make a serious contention for the playoffs. And I think they made that statement early on by taking the lead away against a very good Rochester side early on in this game.
Yeah, Jalen Brown tried to chip that between a couple of defenders. It did deflect out. So Boucher will take this corner kick. Julian. A corner kick brought to you by University of Rochester Medicine. Sports Medicine corner kick coming up from Boucher. Put right on, and at the stripe. Is it in, Chris? They're holding it up. It looked like
the referee sending somebody off here.
A red card.
What a crazy 5 minutes. We've seen a goal, a red card. And let's see what the referee calls here in the end.
Francois. St. Louis arguing here. As you saw, their captain, Dragan Stoikov.
I think nobody's really sure what's going on here. You can see the players are confused. He's given a penalty and issued a red card to St. Louis's current hot goal scorer.
Is that Seth Rudolph?
Seth Rudolph.
So that would be huge. Wall Fall will have the penalty kick opportunity if Seth Rudolph appears to have sent off. Wall Fall 7 goals on the season. Will try to make it 8 and tie this one here in the 7th minute. Wall, the approach and the kick and a goal. We are tied at 1. Two defensive-minded teams have put goals up here in the first 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's a crazy 7 minutes. We've seen 2 goals and a red card in the first 7 minutes of the game. Wolfall, good penalty, sends the keeper the wrong direction. Low and hard along the floor, but what a crazy opening to this game.
Yeah, Grinwis diving to his right. Fall sends it to his left. So calm and composed is Wall. His 8th goal of the season.
And after such a positive opening to the first half from St. Louis, that's really a kick in the teeth. A red card and to concede a penalty at the same time sets them up for a very remaining 85 minutes of this game.
And Preki probably so pleased with his team start in the opening 5 minutes with that extraordinary goal from Ryan Howe. And now how it has turned so quickly. All of a sudden playing a man short here and the game tied already.
Yeah, and Preki had already spoken in the midweek about how it was going to be challenging for the team with the injuries that they had. Now they also have a red card to their player who's in hot form for them at the moment, Seth Rudolph. It adds to the list of troubles that St. Louis have right now.
Yeah, what a bad break for St. Louis FC. Seth Rudolph, Chris mentioned how hot he has been. 4 goals in his last 3 games. 5 goals on the season, including the game winner Wednesday. You saw this team against Tulsa on Wednesday night. Camden Feo, there's Jalen Brown. Now man up for the Rhinos.
Seems like the referee might have seen a handball somewhere on the line that called to the red card and the penalty decision. We'll see if we can get a replay shortly, but completely change of tide for this game now with that red card issued, and still over 85 minutes left to play in this game. Going to be very difficult for St. Louis.
Camden Feo to his right. The beautiful pass towards the short corner. Boucher, very crafty with his movement. Francois, the cross. And nobody there but green jerseys and Tyler David as he clears it out.
Yeah, and it looks like St. Louis have adapted to a 4-4-1 with Tyler David dropping into midfield and leaving Valesky up top alone.
Let's get a look at this replay there. There's the handball right there. Saving it from going in the net, Chris.
Yeah, I think you definitely see it connect with his hand. It's probably in a little bit of an unnatural position because it's just outstretched slightly. I think if it stops the ball from going in the back of it, the referee's kind of left with no decision but to issue him a red card. Very unfortunate for St. Louis, but now they're going to have to dig deep. There's still a lot of time left to play in this game. Let's see if they can try to get a result.
Adam Grimwis, we mentioned Valesky coming back to Rochester for his first time, where Christian led Rochester in goals, 8 goals, helped guiding his team to that 2015 USL Championship. Grimwis also played for the Rhinos over the last 2 seasons, made 20 appearances, and now comes back as the goalkeeper for St. Louis. Also Tony Walls, Chris. Here's Camden Feo trying to penetrate that St. Louis defense. As we have a whistle. Tony Walls was Defender of the Year in 2014 for Rochester.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 players in the St. Louis team who have played for Rochester at some point in their careers. And you know, whenever you go back to your old stadium and your old team, you always have a point to prove. And unfortunately, they're going to have a harder point to prove being down a man, but sometimes you find that little bit extra motivation. St. Louis are going to have to accept they're not going to have the better possession in this game being down a man, but if they can stay tight and compact and resolute in defense, they still have an opportunity of getting something out of this game.
As a matter of fact, Tony Walls was named MVP of the 2015 championship team. Very talented defender. Here's Boucher. Boucher had 7 crosses in 25 minutes last week as he tries to get another one through. But Coach Lilly very enthused about adding Julian from DC United. Calls him a shot maker, good passer, very good technical ability, and long-range finisher. There's a good look at Grinwis. Played at the University of Michigan. So there you see it. Seth Rudolph red-carded. So St. Louis playing a man down, and that happened in the 7th minute of the action. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, it's always a big blow for your team when you lose a player so early on in the game. So much football left to be played, but Coach Preki said he's asked his team to show belief in themselves. He said he knows that when his team are on their day, they can beat anybody, and he just asked them for the remainder of the season to believe in themselves and try to be the best that they can be.
On the run, Graff. They keep it in the box with Boucher as he stumbles to the turf. Chris Nurse, former Guyana national team star. Have you ever been a part of a game where your team was a man down this early and were able to come up with a victory?
Yeah, I mean, whenever your team goes down, literally every player has to pay more attention to defense, especially a player with the importance of Seth Rudolph. You know, he's been a key contributor in offense, but he's also a key player in the middle of the park for them defensively also. So every player now has to pay more attention to their defensive duties, be organized, compact, positioning, communication, all very important key attributes when it comes to trying to get something out of a game when you're down to 10 men.
St. Louis trying to mount an attack. Brown pushes it forward to Boucher. Jalen Brown finds Camden Feo. And this is Mike Garzi. Rochester works around. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. So everybody going to have to step it up for St. Louis FC here.
Yeah, St. Louis actually doing a decent job right now defending. Just when they do win possession of the ball, they're just struggling to find an option to turn defense into offense, and often just giving the ball back to Rochester to begin the attack again. If they can somehow manage to counter-attack down the flanks where there's lots of space, that could be their route to get themselves back into the lead in this game.
These two teams faced each other in St. Louis July 5th. It was a scoreless draw. Although the Rhinos dominated that match, 16-3 shot advantage, 10-0 in corners. Grimwis had come up large in that game with 5 huge saves against his former team.
Yeah, on Wednesday night, you know, we saw a St. Louis team that didn't necessarily play so well in the first half, but in the second half, it was a completely different team. They were pressing higher up the field, applying more pressure, and it completely changed their fortunes in the game. You know, they're picking up second balls, almost like the tide of completely changing the game, and that's how they went on to end up beating Tulsa and getting that victory. It's going to be interesting to see if they can apply that pressure with just 10 men. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be more about them being in good shape and more organized than applying pressure to the ball all the time.
There's Ryan Howe, who has the goal off the free kick for St. Louis. Left-footed player, and that's headed out of trouble. Run down by the captain, Stoikov. That won't get through the defense as Boucher battles. Great hustle here in the corner. Pretty good crowd on hand and a beautiful night for soccer. And speaking of crowds, Chris, the USL reached that 1.5 million in attendance this season, already surpassing last season's total.
Yeah, you can just sense the excitement for soccer in the US is just growing week by week, and the numbers increasing is just it's a testament to where soccer is going right now in this country.
Yeah, St. Louis had a great crowd Wednesday night. You called that game, over 4,000 at Toyota Stadium in St. Louis on Wednesday. What kind of strategical adjustments will Preki make with a man down?
I think we've already seen Tyler David drop a little bit deeper. He was playing as a forward early on in the game, but with Seth Rudolph going out with the red card, he's had to drop into a more defensive role in the midfield, and Valesky is in up top alone. Obviously, it takes away a lot from St. Louis when they're going into offense, just having one man up top. But really, to get something out of the game, they really have to be resolute in defense, organized and very tactical.
Boucher darting down the far side. Well defended there. And taken away.
And that's where they're struggling. You know, they're winning the ball back in defense, but they're almost giving it straight back to Rochester with clearances because they don't have the offensive options anymore, being a man down.
Camden Feo out of the corner, makes his move to his left. Will try to get the cross off. There it is. The shot and the save by Grimwis. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Let's take a look at this one again.
Good save at the near post there from Grimwis. Graf just got across the defender at the near post. Just a little flick towards goal. Keeper read it, though, was positioned well to make the save, but you can sense the pressure mounting on St. Louis from Rochester, but still 0-0, 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, great job by Grimwis. They got that left paw up quickly. Speaking of paws, Bark in the Park night here, presented by Food Link. You saw in the, you're with us in the opening, that one dog that was jumping from pool to pool. He did the 4-pool hop. Wallfall wins that battle in the air with his height. And you see Seth Rudolph was red carded, and that player down appears to be Francois. The Rhino fans hold their breath for a moment because Cristiano was lost for most of this season due to an injury. Good to see him back with his talent and skill. Ryan Felix gets a wall. Coach Lilly trying to find some more punch up front. They were shut out last Saturday here against the Battery, 1-0. And tonight he has Boucher, Francois up front with Graf.
For St. Louis to get something out of this game, they're going to have to be clinical in the final third. We can already see that chances for them in this game are going to be at a premium. Being down a man, they're not getting the possession that they have. They're not able to rotate the ball quite as freely as they had in the last game against Tulsa. But when they do get those chances, they're going to have to be clinical and take them in order to be able to get something out of this game.
Camden Feo. That one headed to the far side of the box. Francois, he's quick. His cross attempt deflected out, and corner kick upcoming for the Rhinos. This corner kick brought to you by the University of Rochester Medicine Sports Medicine corner kick. Julian Boucher. Near post, headed out nicely. I believe that was Stoikov.
Valesky there driving the ball out for St. Louis, but he's their furthest forward man. And if he's picking up the ball from defense driving forward, obviously there's nobody ahead for him to play the ball to, which is why it's turning over so quickly. But still very good defending so far from St. Louis, but you're just struggling to see how they managed to get themselves in this game without maintaining very much quality possession right now. Rochester doing a good job in possession of taking advantage of that extra man by moving the ball quickly from side to side and taking advantage of those spaces when they open up.
Will you see substitution patterns change from Preki due to the early red card?
100%. An early red card literally throws your game plan out the window, you know. Very often, though, coaches are prepared to go down to 10 men, but it's not your #1 game plan. So I think he's probably gone to plan D right now.
There's Pleva. He had a big goal in that win Wednesday, his first of the season. And opportunity here for St. Louis FC to his right, working against Camden Feo, and help comes. St. Louis maybe was hoping for a foul call there, but dangerous in the penalty area.
Yeah, and when St. Louis get into those type of areas, that's where they have to be productive. They're not going to get there that many times throughout the course of the game. But when they do, they've got to make the keeper work, try and get early shots off, try and create scoring opportunities, but don't turn over possession so easy as they did in that situation there. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long evening.
Francois, very quick. Wall fall. Nice possession here. Jalen Brown advancing, and his chip forward to Graf led Johan a little bit too far into the hands of Grimwis. Now that is a boot from Grimwis, hoping to find Pleva and Valesky.
Yeah, but it's very difficult. It's Valesky alone against 4 defenders there. He's almost gone to the end of it, but obviously the odds are against him, 1 against 4, to get possession of that ball there.
The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. We're in the 24th minute. The red card was served back in the 7th minute. 2 early goals. Boucher looking for Graf. Graf said, "Here I am," right in front.
Yeah, a couple of wasted passes there from Rochester in attack in the past 5 minutes. Some good build-up play, but that final pass just hasn't quite been good enough. They've been trying to look for little dinks ballers over the back four that either there's been no player making the run or it's been overhit. They just need to keep it simple. They have the man up. They don't need to complicate the game. Just move it nice and quickly. Simple 1- and 2-touch passing, and the opportunities will present themselves.
Ryan Howe with the early goal, the free kick. And then Wall Fall, the penalty kick equalizer. Look at the speed here. Burst of speed from Francois. Broken up by David. Rochester continues to pressure with a man up. Fall being harassed from behind by Ledbetter. Joe Farrell not in the starting lineup. Very unusual for Rochester. Farrell available off of the bench, and there is a foul as Francois sent down to the turf again.
Yeah, referee's going to issue another card here, a yellow card. Does well, comes inside his man and just turns and ups the speed a level.
So a yellow card served to Eli Hodzic. Eli Hodzic, local product, grew up in St. Louis, played in their youth academy, Scott Gallagher Youth Academy. You'd love to see those stories, Chris, the homegrown talent all the way through and up to the big league squad. Free kick for Boucher. Puts it in, headed right to Grinwis. Off of the noggin of Wall Fall, who was looking for his second goal of the night.
Yeah, fantastic free kick into the box. Wall Fall did well to time his run well. Unfortunately, directed his header straight into the hands of Grinwis. I think Grinwis will be happy to see that one come straight in his direction.
A beautiful kick from Boucher, who has been a valuable asset in his limited time here since arriving from DC United. He made 2 starts for DC United this season. Garzi surveys. Sergio Campbell also out there, number 25, the big defender from Jamaica. Played at UConn. Earned 2 caps for Jamaica. Was part of the Jamaican national team Gold Cup run this season, Chris.
Yeah. Jamaica had a fantastic international run this season. I think this week they just beat Trinidad and Tobago 2-1, but you can see Rochester here doing very well, being patient in their build-up, not necessarily rushing or forcing the pass anymore, just moving the ball side to side. And for the team not in possession of the ball, it's very hard because your team is constantly running side to side, squashing, pressing, squeezing, covering. For Rochester, it allows them to conserve their energy for later stages in the game, but it tires out St. Louis, and then inevitably, as the game wears on, more space develops.
And we also want to mention our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by Hurricane Harvey. The USL encourages fans to donate to the American Red Cross. Here come the Rhinos. You can donate to the Red Cross at 1-800-RED-CROSS or text the word Harvey to 90999 to make a donation. And it was a game of the USL postponed. San Antonio was set to host Portland. That was postponed, to hope for the best for all those affected in Southeast Texas. We're tied at 1 here in beautiful Rochester.
I think Brett could be happy with how his team have coped so far, going down to 10 men. Of course, only 30 minutes gone in the game. If they can get to half-time, still in the game, you know, they can obviously reshuffle, make the tactical adjustments that they need, and keep the players informed of what's necessary to get something out of this result. But so far, I think they've done fairly well.
St. Louis looking for an advantage, bursting through right outside the 18-yard marker and taken away. Here comes Jalen Brown on the express up the center of the field. Finds Graff, who's a terrific goal scorer. Jalen Brown plays it back. Garzi straight on, thought he was going to pull the trigger. Francois uses his speed to try to keep it in bounds, to no avail.
And St. Louis are doing a good job of stepping up and pressuring. But after having a game midweek on Wednesday, going down to 10 men, you wonder whether they can maintain this for the course of the 90 minutes. So far in the first 30 minutes, they've done well, but you wonder at what point they'll get tired and Rochester end up taking advantage of the spaces that will open up.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts at 7 Eastern on Sirius XM-FC Channel 85. And also, don't forget, Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Camden Feo, he's been a force here near side. And that one stripped and taken away, well defended.
Yeah, again, good defending, but then they give it straight back to Rochester to begin the attack again. They've got to find a better outlet when they win possession of the ball defending if they're not going to end up going down in this game.
Francois Boucher had a kick up on him. Brown turns and kicks it over the goal. Good action here by the Rhinos. Boucher, Brown with opportunities and a beautiful pass in from Francois. Here it is.
Yeah, good goal, good ball into the box. I think he wants a better first touch there, and he probably ends up scoring for his second. Brown just leaning back over this one, unable to get his head over the ball and drill that one into the back of the net on the half volley. Just leaning back here as he turns way over the crossbar.
Yeah, both Brown and Boucher looking for their first goals of the season. Tyler David working hard against Fall. Wall, very creative player. Remember this team, Rochester, of course, missing Mr. Creativity, their facilitator, Canardo Forbes. Boucher to his right. Camden Feo, the cross.
Good ball into the box there. Good whipped left-footed cross, but good defending again from St. Louis. But the pressure is just building. Rochester doing a fantastic job of stretching the field. Getting their fullbacks very high and wide up the field. Creating space for the overlaps. See if they can score off this set piece. In swinging, out swinging right foot corner.
Corner kick from Boucher. Lofts that one. Fall with his height. Rochester trying to keep it in the penalty area. That corner kick was brought to you by University of Rochester Sports Medicine. Sergio Campbell looks to get things started. Garzi. I agree, Chris. I think St. Louis has done a terrific job.
Yeah, defensively solid, but they need to figure out how they turn that defense into offense, because right now they're defending, winning the ball back and giving it back to Rochester and defending again. Somehow they need to try to retain possession somehow, or they have to hit quality balls into Valesky and allow him to hold up play till the midfielders get the time to join in. But right now they're just literally giving it back to them.
Camden Feo trying to lead Jalen Brown. St. Louis attempts to clear. This is where they've struggled. And again, Francois able to run it down, but not able to keep it in bounds. St. Louis now without their top goal scorer over the past couple of weeks. Four goals in the last 3 games from Seth Rudolph. Red carded early in this one. Boucher working against Ledbetter.
And coming into this game, Rochester, 2 losses and a win in their past 3 games. St. Louis, 2 wins and a loss in their past 3 games. So this game was really big for St. Louis in terms of their run towards the playoffs. 3 points outside the playoffs, 9 games remaining. If they can put a run together starting from Wednesday when they won, they still have a chance to make it. But down to 10 men, away from home, big injuries, makes it very difficult for them going forward now. But if they can really pull something off in this game, then you sense a team that may potentially very well make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a tall task for them, but it could be a turning point if you can at least come away with a draw, a man short.
Yeah, I don't think a draw would be a bad result. This Rochester team has only has only lost 5 games over the course of this season. So to imagine they're going to get 6th against 10 men is a big ask, but if they can get away with a draw, it would be a good point in my point of view.
Yeah, these two teams drew back in St. Louis in early July, and on paper you look at it, Rochester 6-2-3 here at home. Meanwhile, St. Louis 2-6-3 on the road. So coming in on paper, you got to call Rochester a heavy favorite. And now playing a man up. St. Louis with an early goal from Ryan Howe. And then the penalty kick tie from Wallfall. And the red card. Jalen Brown, great hustle. Kind of bodied off of that ball.
Yeah, that's good defending from Howe. He could have cleared it and given away a throw on in a dangerous area, but just use his body to shield the ball out of play. Goal kick for St. Louis.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. See if St. Louis can move this forward. They've only had maybe 1, possibly 2 opportunities since the early red card.
Yeah, we saw the free kick with Wallfall, got the header, but directed straight at the keeper. But they've not been too threatening. You know, St. Louis have been very good in attack, closing down the ball, first to set pieces. But you can only sense that with pressure continuing to build, it's only a matter of time before Rochester get another in this game, unless St. Louis can start to do something in offense themselves.
Francois shifting gears. Ryan James.
And that's what hurts St. Louis the most, is when Rochester are able to get out to the other side so easy. That shifting from side to side really takes a lot of energy out of players, and that's what's going to drain them over the course of the game unless they're able to create their own offense.
And Boucher tripped up with Stoikov. Jalen Brown has it to his right. Puts it up towards the far post, and collision there's Francois trying to get to the ball.
Oh, I think St. Louis have got away with that one. I think, looks to me, unless Francois is holding on to him and pulling himself down, it looks like he was actually dragged down there. Be interesting to see the replay of that one.
Yeah, we'll get a look at that one.
See a lovely little delivery into the box. It just stands up perfectly to be attacked at the far stick there. Yeah. Actually, I think he throws himself down if you look back at the replay. I think the referee's made the right decision there. Probably should have booked him for faking.
Yeah, Ryan Howe was there. It looked like he was trying to stay out of Francois' way. Beautiful head forward.
I'm not a fan of whenever players try to fake injury. For me, trying to pretend that you're not hurt even when you were hurt was all part of the game. I never wanted to show that I was hurt to the opposition. It was almost psychologically like you was allowing them to know that they got to you. But obviously today players fake a lot more, but you know, they've cut it out in the Premier League. They're trying to cut it out now with video assisted replay. If players are seen diving, they can actually be punished the same way that they are for fouls and for violent conduct, etc. So yeah, it's good to see they're doing something about it.
A bit like the no flop rule in the NBA as well. Yeah. We're in the 39th minute, tied at 1. St. Louis with a rare possession here. See how long they can hold on to it. Looking for a seam. And tripped up. Drawing the foul was Ali Hadzic.
Yeah, clever play there. And this is where St. Louis could end up getting back into this game. Set pieces are going to be key for them. It's going to be some of their key attacking plays. And this is a dangerous area to put this ball into the box. We've seen the quality that Howe has in his left foot. Interesting to see if he takes his set piece. But St. Louis should have a lot of belief here. This is a great opportunity for them to get on the score sheet again.
Yeah, Ali Hadzic trying to walk that off as Ryan Howe sends up. Has a word with teammate Christian Valesky, who has 4 goals, 2 assists. Howe with a powerful left foot.
Yeah, he's got to whip this ball into the box with pace.
He fooled everybody scoring off the early free kick. And way up in the air to head that away was Campbell. St. Louis able to keep it in. Driving into the box, the cross. And this time it's Camden Feo winning the aerial duel.
Now this is where St. Louis have to be careful. Now they got to get all those bodies that are attacking back behind the ball and get back into good defensive shape. They're already down a man. They need everybody back defending when they don't have the ball.
And great hustle by St. Louis FC to get back in a hurry with Rochester trying to counter.
Yeah, these first 40 minutes, Preki has to be happy with the effort that his team's given. You know, they've gone down in a difficult situation, given away a goal, gone down a man, but they haven't given up. They've continued to fight. They've been resolute. They've been organized. They've done well in this first 40 minutes. Now just 5 minutes to go to half-time. They don't want to let themselves down. They want to make sure they stay focused and concentrated, make sure they go in at half-time still in the game.
There's Garzi. Boucher trying to find a seam. Here in the 41st minute. Camden Feo. Beautiful delivery. Grimwis high in the air. St. Louis able to get it out of trouble for the moment. Wall fall, beautiful fake back in. He strikes and a save by Grimwis.
What a save from Grimwis, but fantastic feat from Wolfall to create that opportunity. Fakes the defender, cuts inside and drills it with his right foot towards goal. Grimwis positioned well to parry that one away for a corner kick.
Gorgeous play from Fall. Look at that delivery. Grimwis right on top of it to slap it away. And corner kick brought to you by University of Rochester Medicine. Sports Medicine corner kick from Boucher. Garzi, a swing and a miss. Camden Feo back into the corner for Boucher. His cross, Grimwis. Fall heads it in. But no, that will be nullified as Graff made contact with Grimwis, Chris.
Yeah, Jesse's very lucky because the keeper had both hands on the ball, and once the keeper has both hands on the ball, you're not allowed to knock it out of his hands. So, see, Grimwis does well, catches this ball high up in the air, both hands on it. I think he knows. He also knows. You see him acknowledge.
Yeah.
But Wolfall, predator instincts. Wolfall was right there to head one into the back of the net should the referee allow play to continue.
Yeah, Wall nearly had his second goal of the game twice. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com. Follow them on Twitter @USL. Terrific action from Rochester and Wall Fall over the past couple of moments. Highlight film type of move from Wall.
We spoke about Thomas Gomez in goal for Rochester. He's had 8 clean sheets this season, which has him third in the league overall behind San Antonio's Restrepo and Orlando's Earl Edwards Jr., one of the top goalkeepers in the league on display this evening.
Yeah, Gomez, his goals against average .76. It was .69 last season when he won the 2016 USL Golden Glove, lowest goals against average. Coach Lilly has given Dan Lind a couple of starts. Dan's come up with a couple of clean sheets, and what a luxury it is to have a couple of terrific goalkeepers. And nearly a mistake there as Pleva puts his hands in the air, but Grimwis alert.
Yeah, and for St. Louis now, just 2 minutes till halftime. They just need to recognize what stage of the game it is. Just ensure that they get into halftime without conceding another goal. Kill the time, manage the game well up until halftime. That's what they need to do at this stage. Don't make any silly mistakes, give away silly fouls around the box. Just stay tight, compact, ensure that you don't concede anything silly. Great defending.
We'll add 1 minute of stoppage. Couple of players down, foul called. Will go on Stoikov.
Some brilliant defending from St. Louis there. Players really putting their bodies on the line not to allow this Rochester team to score.
Camden Feo well defended by Pleva. Corner kick brought to you by University of Rochester Medicine, Sports Medicine, corner kick. Boucher over Fall's head. Wall gets it back. Can he get a shot off? And that will be charged to Wallfall.
Yeah, I think St. Louis happy to see the referee call for a foul there. I'm not quite sure there was a foul in that situation. Just look at a strong tackle there from Wallfall, and he managed to be on the better end of it, but the referee's called it back. Yeah, again, I'm not quite sure why it's a foul, but sure St. Louis are very grateful.
Yeah, that was Tony Walls being sent to the deck. Tony's won 20 out of 24 tackles this season. So we're in the minute of stoppage here, tied at 1 in the first half. Graff unable to corral it. Camden Feo.
Valesky working very hard up top there alone, but this is where St. Louis, they don't really need to be committing numbers forward in this situation. Just stay tight, compact, see it through to halftime.
And just unable to connect there. Camden Feo. Under 10 seconds. I don't know if he'll try to advance this. Garzi, play it forward in a hurry. And that should do it for the first half. An exciting start to this one, Chris. 2 goals in the opening 7 minutes, including a red card.
Yeah, very, very frantic start. But I think both teams will be happy with that first 45 minutes. St. Louis still in the game at 1-1, but Rochester obviously knows second half they can now reshape a little bit. Man advantage. They know St. Louis are going to get tired as the game goes on. It's going to be a very interesting second half.
We'll have stats and highlights coming up at the half. Tied at 1 from Rochester.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Hey you, yes you. Do you have trouble sitting in that chair?
Are you uncomfortable when you sleep?
When was the last time you truly relaxed?
At Integrated Massage Therapy, we have over 40 years experience.
We offer deep tissue, relaxation, and hot stone.
We can reduce your stress, pain, headaches, and increase your flexibility.
We have 2 convenient locations in Hilton and Irondequoit.
We work with fibromyalgia, post-surgical, athletes, everyone from young and old. Please see our website below.
We are your official massage therapists of the Rochester Rhinos.
Go Rhinos!
This is my comeback. It's not the story I had planned. But what's a game without opponents? What's an obstacle course without obstacles? What's life if you don't have stuff to overcome? Comebacks make you stronger. They make you tougher. They leave you with cool scars and awesome stories. Your injuries make you. Your setbacks define you. A broken bone is stronger than ever once it mends. So I may be down, but I'm not out. I may be hurt, but I'm not through. I'm just writing a better story than I planned.
Share your comeback story. Visit urmedicine.org.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Lights are on here at Capelli Sport Stadium. Tied at 1 at the half. And our stats brought to you by Suburban Propane and Tompkins Bank of Castile are co-partners of our practice in the community, powered by Sun Common at Caledonia Mumford High School on August 29th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. RSVP for a chance to win door prizes at rhinosoccer.com. As you look at the shots, that's a big difference there for the Rhinos.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that Rochester are going to be able to dominate possession, being a man advantage. St. Louis just 33%, Rochester 67%. We know that goal scoring opportunities are going to be at a premium for St. Louis, with having to lose that man early in the game and dropping a forward back into midfield. Valesky working very hard up top alone, but we know if they can just manage to score one chance that they have and continue how they've been defending in this game, they have a chance of getting something.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by Hurricane Harvey. The USL encourages fans to donate to the American Red Cross at 1-800-RED-CROSS or text the word Harvey to 90999 to make a donation. So our score is 1-1 here. Beautiful weather in Rochester as the Rhinos look for their 7th home win of the season. We'll be back for the second half.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
SAFC forward AJ Ajekwa, who was born in the U.S., went to boarding school in Cameroon for a year at the age of 13. The life lessons he learned there helped him overcome once being cut from his high school team to turning soccer into a career.
When I came back to the States is when a couple of my friends told me, oh, try out for the high school team. Went out to the high school tryout and probably lasted about 30 seconds. And the head coach goes, all right, he lines the whole team up and he goes, AJ to the middle. He kicks the ball up and I probably missed it like 3 or 4 times. And then he goes, get out. I didn't make the high school soccer team until my junior year. Being the competitive person I was, just playing basketball and stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this team. So I just kept pushing and working. I mean, like my work ethic is just everything to me. My mom always said like, hard work, hard work, hard work. You know, if you wanna make it in life, if you wanna make it in the society, you have to work.
And with that hard work, AJ went on to play collegiately at Chico State, where he realized he wanted to further his soccer career.
So I told my mom, I was like, yo, Mom, I'm gonna finish school, but I wanna go to Europe. She goes, if you buy your ticket, you can go. And next thing you know, I bought a one-way ticket to England, and I was gone. When I was in England, I mean, I tried so many teams. I contacted probably like 4 or 5 teams in like different leagues, trying to get an opportunity. And then Biggleswade United gave me an opportunity to play for their U23 team, which I'm really grateful for. They gave me a call to their first team, and on my debut game, it was an FA Cup match, and I scored 2 goals, and it was just like, my head just went from there, and I was like, yes, this is the relief I need.
After a successful season with Biggleswade United, Ajekwa returned home to the States, where he went on trial with LA2 and soon after signed with Orange County. Now, AJ finds himself here in San Antonio.
Going through what I went through just helped me become the person I am today. I'm still growing today, so I still make mistakes, but I'm not the type of person to make the same mistake twice. I'm a better person, I feel like, just being open-minded to a lot of things and being optimistic. Like life as it comes, you grow through what you go through.
We are at the half, tied at 1. Here's your next ESPN3 contest. Phoenix Rising FC, Orange County SC. That is Wednesday, September 6th, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN3. We'll be back with the upcoming schedules and second half action.
Yes, you. Do you have trouble sitting in that chair?
Are you uncomfortable when you sleep?
When was the last time you truly relaxed?
At Integrated Massage Therapy, we have over 40 years experience.
We offer deep tissue, relaxation, and hot stone.
We can reduce your stress, pain, headaches, and increase your flexibility.
We have 2 convenient locations in Hilton and Irondequoit.
We work with fibromyalgia, post-surgical, athletes, everyone from young and old. Please see our website below.
We are your official massage therapists of the Rochester Rhinos.
Go Rhinos!
This is my comeback. It's not the story I had planned. But what's a game without opponents? What's an obstacle course without obstacles? What's life if you don't have stuff to overcome? Comebacks make you stronger. They make you tougher. They leave you with cool scars and awesome stories. Your injuries make you. Your setbacks define you. A broken bone is stronger than ever once it mends. So I may be down, but I'm not out. I may be hurt, but I'm not through. I'm just writing a better story than I planned.
Share your comeback story. Visit urmedicine.org.
There's another reason I'm here.
We're gonna add one last station.
Beautiful sunset over Capelli Sport Stadium, where the Rhinos have been terrific here at home this season. 6-2-3, looking for win number 7 and win number 10 overall. We'll take a look at the first half highlights. This game tied at 1.
Yeah, here we see a fantastic free kick. Connects so sweetly, just slams it into the back of the net from distance. Great start to St. Louis. Just what they needed early on in this game.
Ryan Howe, his first goal of the season. A beauty.
Yeah, just moving the ball early on, changes the line for the goalkeeper and the wall. Fantastic goal to start the game, but then fortune changed pretty quickly.
Yeah. Red card served to Seth Rudolph. That sets up Wolfall.
Yeah, Wolfall made no mistake putting this into the back of the net. Sends the keeper the wrong direction, just rolls it calmly into the back of the net to equalize.
8th goal of the season for Mr. Fall.
And then from there on, Rochester had a number of chances to get the lead in this game, but some resolute defending from St. Louis has kept the score at 1-1 so far in this game.
Good opportunity there. Francois serving in. Brown just unable to put it in. Boucher had an opportunity. Grimwis has come up with a couple of nice saves as well.
Yeah, Wolfall some fantastic feet here. Drills this one at goal with his right foot. Grimwis well positioned to parry that one away for a corner.
What a move by Wall. And we'll take a look at the St. Louis FC upcoming schedule. This is the first of a 3-game road trip. There's the next 2. And they return home the 9th, Harrisburg City. You got Orlando on the 16th.
Yeah, tough schedule there for St. Louis. Next 2 games across the border over in Canada. interesting to see if they can pick up some points in this away streak of games that they have right now.
And the Rhinos' upcoming schedule: Suburban Propane and Tompkins Bank of Castile are co-partners of a practice in the community powered by Suncommon at Caledonia Mumford High School on August 29th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. RSVP for a chance to win door prizes at rhinosoccer.com. Look at the upcoming matches.
Yeah, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of Rochester's next 5 fixtures away from home. They're going to want to pick up points in this home fixture tonight to ensure that they go into that road trip on the back of some good momentum.
And you got to figure that Coach Lilly, that may be part of his halftime speech here, Chris. The importance of this home game here tonight.
Yeah, I think halftime they're going to reevaluate. They know they now have a man advantage for the next 45 minutes. They're just going to be looking at spaces where they can capitalize and take advantage of that now for the remainder of this game.
The standings are brought to you by M&T Bank. M&T Bank is the presenting sponsor for the next Rhinos home game. That is September 9th for Mascot and Superhero Night. You take a look at Rochester right there. The 2 points behind Tampa, 2 games in hand.
Yeah, you can see Rochester right now firmly in the playoff places. However, St. Louis in 10th. A win today would be huge for them as it would carry them across the borderline into the last playoff position. Big points at stake for them in the remainder of the second half for St. Louis.
And the power rankings in the USL. There you see it. Pretty tight up top, Chris. Who do you like up there?
Real Monarchs have been very good to see this season, as of St. Louis. And Charlotte Independence have gone on a fantastic streak recently. We know San Antonio have been strong throughout the course of this season. However, their game this weekend was called off due to the hurricane, so obviously that's going to affect the point standing a little bit.
And the USL news and notes. You see the player of the week, Haji Barry.
Yeah, 3 goals in 2 games last week. Always good to get hat-trick of goals in just 2 games. 10-game undefeated streak. Strong positioning for player of the week. And again, earlier we spoke about the record set in midweek in terms of league attendance, passing 1.5 million in total attendance for 2017 regular season.
Fantastic soccer here in the USL. And Eastern Conference leaders, you see Louisville has been hot.
Yeah, 5 wins in their last 6 games. That's 15 points out of a maximum of 18. It's a big return.
So your news and notes around the USL as we prepare for second half action on a beautiful night here in Rochester. Ryan Howe had that beautiful free kick goal to begin this one. St. Louis FC was riding high, Chris. Win on Wednesday. They come in here, get an early goal against the stout Rochester defense. And then things turned around quickly.
Yeah, turn around quickly. I'm remaining neutral in this game for the second half. Obviously, Rochester, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Rochester. It's where I played my first season of professional soccer in the United States almost 8 years ago in 2009 when Darren Tilley was the manager. But should be set up for a very good second half.
I know you loved your time in Rochester. Tell me how nice it was. And the Rhinos, really a critical second half coming up here. They want to gain the 3 points here. We looked at the schedule, 4 out of 5 on the road. They had an opportunity last Saturday to move up, playing against Charleston. Lost a tough one, 1-0.
Yeah, I think they'll be confident going into the second half. They've had the better possession. They've had good scoring opportunities, a number of shots on goal. I think for the next 45 minutes, they'll be confident that they can get a goal and get the win in this game.
And if you're Preki and St. Louis FC, you know, he was really enthused. You're listening to Preki, listen to that press conference, talking about belief in this team and how good that he thinks they can be. And it was just making the players feel the same as the coach did. And they had a huge win against Tulsa on Wednesday. They come out quickly here tonight. And now if you're Preki, you think, yeah, if I can come away with a draw here after the early red card on the road, that would be a victory.
Yeah, I think his halftime team talked defensively. He would have told them more of the same. They've been very good defensively. Offensively, they've not quite been good enough. They've got to try and get Valesky the ball in good positions, good service to him where he can hold the ball up and bring players into play rather than just turn it back over to Rochester and allow them to start the attack all over again. They've got to try to mount some possession and to try and build their own attacks a little bit better than they did in the first half.
There's Coach Lilly, never missed the playoffs in his pro coaching career. And so that's one of the drawbacks of the Bark in the Park. Yeah, the dogs, we saw them jumping from pool to pool. Everything was fun. The little swimming pools until they
step onto the field, right?
Yeah, until they have to go to the bathroom.
Then you have to get the pooper scoop up.
Yeah, Coach Lilly didn't really want any part of that. Said, somebody get out here. That's not in the job description, is it? Head coach USL, you have to pick up after dogs on Bark in the Park night. Well, you know, every athlete growing up, whatever sport you're playing, soccer, baseball, you're out in the field, at some point you're going to step in it.
Yeah, for sure. Walking home from school, it happens.
I think we're about ready as they water that area down.
I think Seth Rudolph will be extremely disappointed that he got that red card today. Obviously, he cannot continue his hot streak of form that he's having up until this point. 5 goals, 4 games. Obviously, he's not going to be able to continue that streak tonight. He given the credit for his hot goal scoring form to his teammates. He said he's just been the one tapping the ball into the back of the net in the right place, but he's actually given all the credit to his teammates, saying they're the ones that have done the majority of the hard work. But he understands that at this stage of the season, they just need points. He doesn't care who scores the goals. They just need points to try and make that late push for the playoffs. So, you know, a very mature comment there from Seth Rudolph. I'm sure he's very disappointed to have to left this game early, and he'll be trying to push his teammates on to try and get something positive and get a result out of this game.
Yeah, he had the game winner Wednesday against Tulsa. He has been an explosive spark plug for Preki and St. Louis FC. And now the players will have to loosen up here. You think this will count as stoppage time, Chris? The dog poop on the side of the field? You see the fans getting a little restless. You've got Oak Street Brigade in the corner. They've been fantastic. And Flower City Stampede also here. The terrific fans and fan support groups here in Rochester.
I think we've had some of the best behaved dogs in the stadium. None of them actually made their way onto the field and interrupted the game in the course of play, but we've actually seen humans who interrupt games while the game's going on. So we have to give the dogs credit for behaving well this evening so far.
Very well behaved in the seats. I asked Coach Lilly if he was going to bring his dog. He said there'll be enough dogs here.
I actually played for a coach, and in pre-season, obviously, you had to do a lot of running in pre-season. His statement always used to be, a running dog is a happy dog.
An opportunity here, and coming out alertly and wisely was the veteran Gomez, veteran goalkeeper out of Mexico, who had 36 shutouts while he played at Georgetown. That is a school record.
Yeah, St. Louis, very positive start again. Valesky has worked very hard in that first half, chasing down balls over the top. Just unable to get into the end of that, but a good statement of intent from St. Louis coming out for the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, good statement is right. And pressuring again, deep into Rochester's zone. Johan Graf quickly advancing to Brown. Jalen inside the box. Back to his right. Strikes, and that was deflected at the defense back outside to Camden Feo. Broken up. St. Louis has been terrific defensively. That's been the problem, Chris.
Yeah, they just give it back, and that's a dangerous area to turn over possession there right on the edge of your own box.
And Boucher with strong left-footed drive was punched away by Grimwis. And Boucher will line this up. And this corner kick brought to you by University of Rochester Sports Medicine. It's a sports medicine corner kick. Boucher very adept. Out of both corners, puts it in. Grimwis able to seize it and secure it.
Good commanded defending there from Grimwis. Positioned well, came and collected the ball, attacked the ball aggressively and held on to it. Instills a lot of defense, instills a lot of confidence from his defense when he performs as a keeper in that manner.
You saw that note in the upper left of your screen. St. Louis playing with 10 men. Seth Rudolph red carded early in this one. Camden Feo takes the shot, and Grimwis diving to his right. Very quick reaction by Adam.
Yeah, and we're seeing Grimwis probably a little more active early on in the second half than he would have liked. 2 big saves he's had to make in as many minutes. Just coming a little bit from St. Louis, being a little bit too aggressive, going and chasing the ball and leaving themselves open and holes in between their lines getting caught out there. They just need to stay resolute, be a little bit more patient. Don't become too enthusiastic to go and close the ball down when you're down a man.
Camden Feo, 6 foot, 180 pound, very solidly built out of Paris, France. He did attend UNLV. Francois.
Good defending there from Howe.
Well, Ryan Howe's been impressive both sides of the field tonight. Campbell heads that forward.
And that's going to be their outlet there. Howe trying to hit Valesky, but just a little bit more quality. Give him a chance of being able to hold that ball up. Right now, the ball's way over him, and Rochester defender is just picking up a little bit too easy. They got to try and get it into him with a little bit more quality where he can hold it up and bring other players into play.
Rochester getting organized. Camden Feo and Garzi, center of the field. Pushes to the left, and Boucher unable to run it down. Rochester certainly misses their facilitator, Canardo Forbes, who leads them in shots, assists, and chances created.
Yeah, Forbes is the man who provides that quality for the goal scorers to create chances, and he's definitely been missed in the past 2 games. Rochester not quite circulating the ball in possession as fluently as they have in previous games, and that's why they're struggling to really take advantage of this man lead. They're not moving the ball quick enough to exploit those holes. But very resolute defending from St. Louis. If they can continue this, I think the coach should be very happy with the performance.
Ryan James. Howe chips it.
Lucky to get away with that one. He was always running into trouble. If you saw when he was dribbling there, he's running towards 2 players. Just needs to get the ball out of his feet there and trying to hit the ball forward with some quality if they're not going to play possession and try to build up there. Dribbling at the back's not going to be the one for him.
Good pressure by Valesky as he works against 3 defenders, including the 6'4", 200-pounder Campbell there.
Yeah, he has a fantastic work ethic, Valesky. He'll even, chase lost causes of passes that aren't hit to him quite as well as they should be. He still keeps them alive by chasing them down, You feel sorry for him that he's not getting that many scoring chances, but you can't underestimate the effect that his work ethic up top is having on the rest of the team.
Good battle there by Mats Bierman, who played at UC Irvine. Bierman, 2 goals on the season.
He got the first goal midweek in the 2-1 win against Tulsa. Had another couple of opportunities in the same game where he could have gotten the score sheet a couple more times.
Directing traffic, now sends it in and headed away by Camden Feo. Grimwis will handle this one. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Wall pressuring there, almost created a turnover. Nice little bicycle move by Ali Hadzic.
Good defending there again from Howe. St. Louis almost getting caught overplaying in the defense, and they were getting closed down with intense pressure. Howe just did well to flick the ball up and clear it further up the field and relieve some of the pressure on the defense.
Ryan Howe brought University of Loyola Chicago to its first NCAA appearance ever. That was last season. He's going to be a good one. Ryan Howe. Just a rookie.
Rochester's just struggling with any quality passing early on in this second half. Just some misstrayed passes, bad weighter pass, a little bit overhit, not quite allowing their build-up play to be very fluent right now. Given the man advantage that they have, they haven't quite moved the ball as well as they should be.
Good passing here. Fall working against Howe. He's been terrific.
Yeah, again, Howe's been magnificent so far in this game for St. Louis. Just giving away possession there a little needlessly, but defensively excellent so far in this game.
Ball so smooth. Boucher. Francois with his quickness delivers the cross a little bit too high and far for Jalen Brown.
Yeah, Francois has definitely been very dangerous for Rochester out on that right side in this game. Very good dribbling with the ball, has a quick change of gear and likes to be aggressive and take on defenders. Delivery into the box on that occasion needed to be a little bit better, but it's definitely been an attacking threat for Rochester throughout this first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Grimwis having another exceptional game, as he did the first time these two teams met when he made 5 huge saves against his former team.
Yeah, you wonder if that had a role to play in the coach making a selection change. Obviously, Gorick played in the last game where they got a 2-1 victory over Tulsa. Grimwis came back in for this game. You wonder if the coach, wanted to give him that opportunity to play against his old team. He's come up big so far in this game, so the decision's paid off. Still a lot of time left to play though.
And a goal! Beautiful cross from Francois and Johan Graf.
And it's almost like I jinxed him. Had such a good performance so far, Grimwis, but this ball is hitting to such a dangerous area. It's very difficult for the defense to drop off, and it's in a dangerous area for the keeper to come out.
As started by that beautiful long ball from Garzi.
And we spoke about the danger that Francois had in this game. That ball's perfectly delivered.
Couldn't do it any better. Pass right on the money to the darting Johan Graf, who tallies his 6th goal of the season.
And Graf arrives there perfectly at the right time. Great time to run, great ball. Very easy finish, puts Rochester 2-1 into the lead. Now it's left for a mountain for St. Louis to climb, being down a man. Still 35 minutes left to play in this game.
So Francois, his 3rd assist this season. Wallfall, his 8th goal earlier. Johan Graf, his 6th goal here to put the Rhinos in the lead.
And now, despite being down a man, St. Louis have to go and be expansive now and a little more aggressive in attack to try and get the equalizer in this game. There's no point now being tight and resolute and trying to defend a goal deficit. Now they have to go and throw bodies forward and try to get back into this game.
Valesky continues to hustle all over the field, and Ryan Howe, who displayed his dangerous left foot with a long free kick goal in the opening moment of this game, will take another free kick.
Set pieces are massive. Need a good delivery from Howe into the box there to give his teammates a chance to get on to the end of this and get the equalizer.
Rochester manning up here in the 57th minute. Howe's delivery kept in. All you see is white shirts. Man up, the Rhinos. Good speed here. Jalen Brown able to keep that in, send it forward. Well, Sergio Campbell's been quite a presence. The big Jamaican defender. Joe Farrell getting the night off here, thus far at least. So we have a substitution. Is Tyler Feely will check in. Newly acquired Tyler Feely, 20-year-old out of Glendale, Arizona. He had 14 appearances with Orange County Blues over the past couple of seasons. Tyler just acquired this week by Preki and St. Louis FC. Ali Hadzic will depart.
Yeah, Feely brought on to try and give his team a spark to get back into this game. Rochester controlling proceedings right now, but still 30 minutes left. They're going to have to go and chase and play hard to get this equalizer.
Ryan Felix plays it back to Tomas Gomez. Camden Feo being pulled from behind by the captain, Dragan Stojkov from Yugoslavia. Stojkov with 112 duels won this season. Ryan James pushes it to Boucher. Francois so creative here from the right side. James. The strike.
Oh.
And hits the crossbar.
Fantastic strike there from James. Drilled it with his left foot towards goal. Keeper was left standing. St. Louis happy to see one bounce back off the crossbar. Fantastic strike there from distance.
Beautiful shot by James. Let's take a look at this again, see if Grimwis gets a hand on it. Looks like he may have it hit the crossbar.
An inch lower, and that one hits the underside of the crossbar and goes into the back of the net. Great strike.
Yeah, it looked like it cleared the outstretched arm of Grimwis, but then hit the crossbar. Ryan James nearly had his first goal of the season. That one sent in, and that will be a bit over the crossbar.
Yeah, pressure really building on St. Louis right now. They just need to slow the tempo of the game down a little bit, regroup and try and get themselves back into this game. Rochester having the much better of open play right now.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Well, it's so rare that we see the green shirts on this side. So an opportunity here for St. Louis FC, who's been playing a man down since early in this game, with Seth Rudolph receiving the red card. Valesky working hard. Bierman will leave it for Howe to throw it in. Two to 1 Rochester here in the 61st minute. We were tied at 1 at the half. Long throw in, headed away by Wall. Good speed here to keep it in for St. Louis. Fall with those long legs, able to collect that one. Long ball ahead to Graff. Tony Walls keeps it out of danger, and Pleva will play it forward. How impressed have you been with Cristiano Francois?
He's been very, very good. He's quick, agile, changes direction very quickly. He's been very lively for Rochester going forward in this game.
Fall trying to poke it over towards Boucher. And here he is, Francois, so quick. They reverse it to the far side, Camden Feo accelerating. Chipped it forward, but Graff said that I wasn't cutting.
And if he just slides it up, Francois is on this right side all alone. All he has to do is slide that ball into the path of Francois. He has an easy tap in on goal. Tries the little creative flick around the corner, but nobody quite read his mind the same way, and it ended up rolling straight through to Grimwis's hands. Rochester now coming into game a lot more, moving the ball a lot more fluently, finding the spaces, and really taking control of this game so far in the second half. Past 5 minutes, Rochester really turned it up a notch.
And that one did roll out of bounds before Jalen Brown made his move to the corner.
Yeah, you feel that goal's really given Rochester a little more confidence in this game. They started to play with a little more purpose than they had beforehand. Feel like it actually took the wind a little bit out of St. Louis, and gone a little bit backwards since they conceded that goal, but still half an hour left to play.
Rochester looks loose and comfortable as they continue to attack. Certainly they have to be have more energy than the short-handed St. Louis team. Tony Walls.
Difficult pass there back to the goalkeeper.
Grimwis had to make a head save to push it back out of danger. A good battle here in the corner. Beautiful play by Tony Walls.
Yeah, I think he'd probably get a yellow card there for his reaction, kicking the ball. Gets the balls there also. That back pass to the keeper there was terrible back pass to the keeper. The keeper's done well to get across and use his head. But St. Louis creating their own problems there in defense.
Corner kick brought to you by University of Rochester Medicine. Sports Medicine corner kick for Boucher. Boucher selected 11th overall in the 2016 MLS Super Draft. Fall heads right into the lap of Grimwis. Now take a look at the footwork by Boucher as he worked against Walls. Walls thought he had it clean. That's why he slammed it against the wall there. Advance forward from Bierman.
And you can see the frustration up top now from Verleski. He's making the runs. He's working so hard, but he's not getting the quality service to him that's giving him any chance against the two Rochester defenders of getting hold of possession. And it is very frustrating for him. He's using his energy well, but he's not being given service that allows him a chance of getting hold of the ball.
We have a substitution for the Rhinos, and Coach Lilly into the game is Sofian Turgu. Number 10 will be checking in a moment.
Good work there from David to win the ball back. Now can they turn this, so foul the referee, can they turn this into a quick counter-attack? Referee's done well to call the ball back here and allow St. Louis to build from the free kick in the center of the park.
So a free kick upcoming as Bierman was brought down. So Turgu will replace Julian Boucher. Turgu comes in with 4 shots on the season, 8 chances created. Ryan Howe, this is how he scored the first goal. Over the top, Gomez leaping over multiple players, coming way out to grab it, and took some punishment, Chris. We're going to have another look at this one.
Turns out to be good goalkeeping. He comes for it and he gets it, which is the most important thing. Difficult area, he comes way out his goal, but he grabs hold of it and keeps hold of it. I think he probably landed a little bit heavy there and probably finds himself winded, but it's fantastic goalkeeping.
Yeah, here's another look. Now, what you don't want to do is have to leap over the 6'4", 200-pound Sergio Campbell.
Good to see him back up on his feet, ready to get on with the rest of this game.
Good to see both players up because Sergio was shaken up a bit. There's Campbell. Gomez launches it downfield.
Like another substitution here for St. Louis.
So Tyler David will depart with Ivan Mirkovic will check in. Mirkovic out of Belgrade, Serbia. 29-year-old has a couple of assists this season.
Yeah, Mirkovic, a very experienced player, natural midfielder, can come into the park and give this team some shape and some guidance.
Jalen Brown shifting gears. Camden Feo tries to go between 2 defenders. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com. Follow them on Twitter at USL. Watch out, Francois. You're never safe with Francois in the area.
Yeah, Rochester look fairly comfortable right now. Not really being tested defensively by St. Louis.
Corner kicks brought to you by University of Rochester Sports Medicine. Turgu will take it. Rolls it out front, the strike, and not getting all of it there was Ryan James. Not quite the drive that we saw from James earlier when that one hit the crossbar.
Yeah, he hasn't quite connected with this one. I think if he just strikes through it on goal, it has a good chance of either finding the back of the net first time or deflecting of somebody inside the box and ending up in the back of the net. Well worked corner set piece, but not quite the connection that James would have liked with that one.
Another corner kick brought to you by Rochester Sports Medicine. This time he loops it up there. Sent back to the other side and poked away by Valesky. Well, that was a beautiful, the first corner, beautiful set piece.
Yeah, the first corner was well worked, caught everybody off guard. James was in the box on his own. He just has to, same thing that he did earlier in the game, just strike through it on goal. Just doesn't connect with it quite as he likes and ends up cleared away for a second corner kick that was slightly overhit.
Wall winning another aerial duel. On the attack, Howe trying to catch up. So next whistle, we'll have another substitute for Preki. Dalgard will be checking in for Valesky. So Sebastian Dalgard, who has 1 assist on the season, spent the last 2 seasons with OKC Energy, will come in for Christian Valesky, who made his first trip back to Rochester since playing here and leading the Rhinos to the 2015 USL Championship. Had 10 goals for the Rhinos last season. A good look at Dalgard.
Yeah, Valesky's worked very hard tonight. He'll be exhausted after the game midweek on Wednesday and having to play up top alone for 70 minutes. He's closed down the defense wall, worked very hard up there. I think coach just looking to bring on some fresh legs and see if they can get some spark up front, some scoring opportunities in his remaining 20 minutes.
Beautiful pass through. Francois fakes, puts it in, up in the air, headed back, and Graff will try to secure it, but we have a whistle. For St. Louis, the first of a 3-match road trip. They have to go to Toronto and Ottawa coming up. And Rochester trying to finish their 2-game homestand with a victory here tonight. Climbing the back and heading that one forward nicely is Pleva.
And you just hope to see St. Louis switch formation. There's 20 minutes to go in the game. They're down a goal. They need the 3 points in this game. They got to throw some more players forward. They got to get some more help up top to Dalgard if he's come on for Valesky to be up there alone and try and force something out of this game. One up top hasn't done it so far for them in this game. They need to get some help up there.
Stoikov bodied off of that ball and shoving there. That I believe that was Merkowicz getting physical, but the call goes St. Louis's favor.
Yeah, that call there could have gone either way. Referee giving St. Louis the benefit of the doubt, but not much in it for either team in that situation.
That Seth Rudolph red card happened in the first 6 minutes of this one, with St. Louis up 1-0 off the early free kick goal from Ryan Howe. Ryan James Plays it ahead to Francois. Makes that move to his right and is bodied to the ground from Howe. And what do you think Ryan's arguing about there?
I think Howe notifying the third official that he's dived. He feels like he's dived again in that situation. It's good defending from Howe. Use his body well, use his strength well. Francois just going to ground a little bit too easy, and Howe notifying the third official that that's the third time that he's attempted to possibly con the referee or dive a little bit.
Grinwis trying to start something for his offense. Playing a man down, hoping to tie this one up. And St. Louis has to be fatigued with playing a man down, having come off the game Wednesday night. Their victory over Tulsa.
Yeah, and that goal against Tulsa came very late in the game also. It was a 90th minute winner from Seth Rudolph, so they know that they still have a chance to get back into this game. All it takes is one set piece or one counter-attack and they can find themselves back equal in this game. They just have to keep going and not give up belief and continue to believe that they can get back into this game for the remaining 20 minutes or so.
So a yellow card issued to Ryan Howe. The Rhinos will be back home here at Capelli Sport Stadium on the 9th. But they play 4 of the next 5 on the road. James and Francois trying to find a seam there, broken up by Stoikov. Merkowicz clears it. Dangerous there, not clearing that ball effectively were the Rhinos, but able to get it out of harm's way.
Yeah, definitely mix up in communication at the back there of Rochester, but there's the opportunity where St. Louis may find themselves getting something out of this game. This game, a hopeless ball hit forward ends up being confusion for the Rochester defense and almost ends up being a scoring opportunity for St. Louis.
Battle at midfield. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. Mondays at 7 Eastern on Sirius XMFC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Merkowicz has done well since he's come on for St. Louis.
And here's the opportunity. Unable to get the shot release. Camden Feo came up big defensively as he worked against Ledbetter, I believe. Let's take a look at this, Chris.
Merkowicz, a good forward pass, an even better forward pass there in between 2 defenders. Just needed a better first touch, Ledbetter there, to drive into the box and look up and square that ball across goal for one of the forwards running across, but positive play there from St. Louis.
Ryan Howe said, let's reset this, guys. Sent it in the air. Gomez high. And that will be some contact with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a foul. It looks like a fair challenge for the ball. The forward's got his eyes on the ball all the time. He doesn't try to hit the keeper at all. He just jumps straight up.
Straight up, yeah. That was Tony Walls.
I think sometimes the referee is a little bit guilty of overprotecting. If anybody's the aggressor in that situation, it's Gomez coming up from his goal, but goalkeepers always get the call in their favor in that kind of situation.
Yeah, Tony immediately looked at the official asking what he did there. Walls hoping to collect his first goal of the season. Ledbetter runs that one down in the corner.
Since Merkowicz has come on for St. Louis, he's done a good job of intercepting passes, finding himself blocking passing lanes, just picking up the ball and playing forward simply, nice and quick. He's been a kind of ignition in the midfield to get St. Louis playing a little bit quicker, and it's done well for them but the past 5 minutes, helping them to get forward a little better than they have so far.
You saw a couple of the doggies behind the goal enjoying the action here at Bark in the Park, presented by Food Link here tonight in Rochester. '78th minute, 2-1. St. Louis grabbed the lead in this one, 1-0. But the early red card, and they have had to fight and claw to even stay in this one. They got it into halftime, tied at 1.
Just over 15 minutes remaining, and St. Louis haven't given up the fight so far in this game. You can still sense they're still in it. They still have an opportunity to get the equalizer in this game, and Rochester need to make sure they keep switched on.
Johann Graf tallied the game winner if it stands up, scoring the second goal of the night for the Rhinos.
Good play there from Berman. Now he just needs to keep possession of the ball and bring his teammates into play.
Dalgard. St. Louis with a rare possession here. Merkowicz. And there's a bump which sends Stoikov to the ground. Ryan James whistled. A little touch here.
And that's the first time so far in the second half that St. Louis has strung together 4 or 5 passes, entering the final third off the back of it. And it's good play, and it all starts from Merkowicz in the defensive midfield position, picking up the ball and just keeping it moving, keeping that ball circulating, has allowed St. Louis to get themselves back a little bit in this game.
Out towards the far post, a collision again between Walls and Gomez. And that driven in but broken up, and here comes Graf. Counter-attack opportunity possibly for the Rhinos. Jalen Brown leads it up the far side. Running with Graf. Strikes and a save. Grinwis diving to his left this time. Well played and placed by Jalen Brown.
Game just opening up both ends. End-to-end action. Here we see a handball by Jalen Brown. The same player who ends up taking a shot at the other end. St. Louis can feel maybe a little bit hard done by not to get that decision, but left themselves open on the counter-attack also, and Rochester almost taking a 2-goal lead in that situation.
Corner kicks. Brought to you by University of Rochester Medicine, Sports Medicine. Corner kick. Turgu keeps it low. Whistles blow. 81st minute. So, sounds like Joe Farrell is going to check into the game for Coach Bob Lilly. You wouldn't expect Joe to get a full night off, the Iron Man of the Rhinos team. Defensive Player of the Year, second team All-USL last season. He was the Rhinos Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie.
Yeah, and you sense Bob Lilly's now making a defensive change. They've taken off Francois, who's probably their most attacking player on the night, to bring on one of their best defensive players in Farrell. So Bob Lilly definitely looking to hang on to this goal lead and make sure that the night ends with Rochester receiving 3 points. A defensive change there from Bob Lilly going into the last 10 minutes of this game.
But still attacking. Here's Graf. The cross. Jalen Brown tried to turn to his left. Darius Madison will also check in a moment. I think he'll be coming in for Graf.
Merkowicz again picking up the ball in the middle for St. Louis. Playing 4 passes, getting their offense started. He's been key in the second half.
Here's Howe. The dangerous left foot. Can't get the cross past Ryan James, who's had a very solid season. 108 duels won, 64 interceptions. So here's Darius Madison. Played at University of Virginia, won a national championship there. So Darius comes in for Johann Graf. Johann, at the moment, has the game winner if the score stands at 2-1. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Long throw in. Can they get a shot off? Howe The cross in traffic, the strike, and deflected by the defense over the goal.
And that one was destined for the back of the net. Defender did fantastic to get his body in front of play again. How fantastic out wide. Berman did well to keep the ball alive, and then fantastic strike from Dalgard. Not quite sure who made the block, but I think they've just kept their team from conceding the goal.
Yeah, Dalgard nearly had his first goal of the season. Ryan Howe's corner.
Looks like the referee's blown for a foul in the box on the goalkeeper. A wasted opportunity there for St. Louis. Good opportunity to put a set piece into the box and create another scoring opportunity, but a silly foul's cost them, and now gives Rochester the opportunity to kill the momentum and take their time.
Tomas Gomez. Conceded that first goal. That was the 14th goal conceded of the season. The early one by Ryan Howe off the free kick. It hasn't been under much pressure since the early red card against Seth Rudolph.
Feely doing a good job chasing the ball down there, but he doesn't need to commit the foul. He's already got the defender facing his own goal under pressure. He just has to keep him facing that way. Now he's giving them a foul. He gives Rochester an opportunity to clear the ball easily. Good enthusiasm, good effort, good work rate. Just needs to make a smart decision. There's no need to foul in that situation.
Now, Tyler Feely signed this week, acquired by St. Louis FC, getting his first action in a St. Louis uniform. Turgu pushes it to the outside. Camden Feo chips it in. And that one got dangerously close to Grimwitz.
Yeah, a miss-hit cross, definitely a miss-hit cross there. Ended up forcing a save out of Grimwitz. Looked like it was just going to creep underneath the crossbar. Keeper did well to make no mistakes there and cover his lines well and tip it over for a corner.
Yeah, Tony Walls thanking his goalkeeper for that one. So another corner kick upcoming, brought to you by University of Rochester Sports Medicine. There's a strike in wide right off the foot of James. Grimwitz has been good again here tonight, under pressure all evening long.
Looks like a foul there against Wolfall, but Merkovich has come into this team and he's changed the way St. Louis have played in this last 30 minutes of this game. We spoke earlier about them being good in defense but unable to transition into offense, and he's been the linchpin in the second half. When they've done well defensively, they found him with the ball and he's been able to kickstart the offense. I think that's what they were missing in the first half, where they were defensively playing well but couldn't turn it into offense. Merkovich has been a difference in the second half for them.
Gomez coming out, punching that one away. St. Louis trying to keep it in the strike zone. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com. Follow them on Twitter @USL. Well, no quit in this Preki team, is there, Chris?
No, they're definitely a passionate team. A lot of fight. They know what's on stake. They know that they're getting to the crucial time of the season where it's all about points, and they need to try and sneak into that final playoff positions. They can't afford to give up right now.
In the final minutes.
I think Howe has been fantastic in this game. You know, his attitude, his work rate, his effort, his quality has really been good for St. Louis at the back in this game.
And that one got away from Wallfall a little bit, almost ended up in the dog pound.
Yeah, Wallfall had a much quieter second half than he had in the first half. The first half, he was constantly a thorn in St. Louis' side. Obviously, he got the first goal for St. Louis. The cousin, obviously he comes from a football family, the cousin of US national team Jermaine Jones. Wolford himself has played some football across the globe in Germany and Austria, and has found a home here in Rochester. A very good player. 8 goals so far this season.
Yeah, 145 duels won, 40 tackles won. The do-it-all wall fall. So St. Louis with only a couple minutes remaining to attempt to tie this one. But a gallant effort really by this St. Louis team, losing Rudolph to the red card in the opening minutes. They continue to fight. Coming in from the left. Trying to get the cross off, still in play. Great battle there from Tyler Feely. Dahlgaard also provided a spark since coming in. Merkowicz definitely with his intensity. Here's Feely.
Yeah, that's a fantastic defending there. Then to keep it from going out and to stop his team conceding a corner. But here Howe has a perfect delivery left with just 2 minutes to go into the game to put this into the box and give his team an opportunity to level things up.
Ryan Howe in the air, that will sail harmlessly over the goal. St. Louis will have an additional 3 minutes.
Good ball into the box from Howe. Berman was able to get onto the end of it, but just unfortunately unable to get high enough to head that one down on target. Rochester will just look to kill the game now, heading into extra time. Ensure they have the 3 points.
Gomez definitely taking his time here. Feely continues to battle. And that one sent into the stands from Sergio Campbell.
I think overall a very valiant effort from St. Louis in this game, but going down to 10 men was really a big ask for them against this very good Rochester team at home. But they definitely showed the right attitude. They've kept up the fight throughout the game.
Jalen Brown with a clear path and a little over target. Let's take a look at this. Jalen Brown searching for that first goal of the season.
Yeah, I think he could have been more aggressive. Probably gone at Rochester a little bit more at the back rather than taking the early shot. That one blasted way over the crossbar. Wasted opportunity there for Rochester.
He kind of brought it into play a little bit, rather than pushing it to the right where there was more open space. There's Joe Farrell coming in the late minutes of this one off of the bench, trying to secure it for Coach Lilly and his team. Turgu working, and I believe a yellow card there, going against Ledbetter. So Rochester in no rush. They'll have a free kick upcoming.
Yeah, just 2 minutes left to go in the game. Good footwork. See him just pull his shirt, drag him back. Referee whacked by the free kick. You imagine Rochester will try to keep this ball in the corner now and just time waste as much as they can through to the end of this game.
Camden Feo and Turgu standing over this one as the clock continues to tick. About a minute and a half remains here.
Yeah, just 90 seconds left remaining. Rochester just need to keep possession. Don't allow St. Louis the opportunity to steal anything from this game with just 90 seconds remaining.
Turgu, some fancy footwork and ball handling. Well, that'll help St. Louis, the goal kick.
Yeah, Greenwich want to get hold of this ball quickly and pump it upfield.
Launches that. St. Louis hoping to get one final attack to try to tie this. A man down. Kept in nicely by Madison. Sent up in the air from Campbell.
Just 30 seconds goal. Greenwich has got to get this behind the defense, get them turned, facing their own goal. Give the forwards something to chase.
Rochester has been strong with the aerial duels.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be game. Rochester ball, just 10 seconds remaining in the game. I think this could be the last kick of the game.
Ryan Felix also has been strong in the air, 6'4". Sergio Campbell, 6'4". Wallfall, 6'3". Tough to beat this team up top. And that'll do it. The whistle blows. The Rochester Rhinos win it 2-1 over St. Louis FC. Wallfall had the equalizer back early in the first half, leading his team to victory. It was Johan Graf with a game winner. 2-1 the final. We'll be back from Capelli Sport Stadium in Rochester.
There's another reason I'm here. We're gonna add one last station.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records. With elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through and focus.
And the fans are happy, the dogs are happy. Bark in the Park, presented by Food Link tonight. A big hit for all fans and dogs and Rochester Rhinos players as they win it 2-1. And we'll take a look at tonight's highlights. 2-1 our final here tonight. Opening moment.
Yeah, we saw that striking free kick early on in the game. Great strike from Howard, just blast through the ball, put his foot through it. Keeper had no chance. Down low in the bottom corner of the goal.
Perfect strike from Ryan Howe, and that gave St. Louis FC the early lead. But then this happens.
Yeah, Seth Rudolph's been hot in goal scoring form, however, tried to use his hand to stop the ball crossing the line in this situation. The referee gave him a red card and his team was down to 10 men. All four made no mistake in passing that one into the bottom corner of the net, sending the goalkeeper the wrong direction to equalise the game.
Wall's 8th goal of the season. Tying it up at 1. That all happened in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, from then on, all four great feet. Great strike at goal. Grimwis equal to it. Well positioned to parry this one away for a corner kick. But the pressure from then on started to build. Rochester creating chance after chance. Francois was a thorn in the side of St. Louis for the duration of the game, and a fantastic delivery into the box here. Graf with a perfectly timed run on the end of it. Easy finish in front of goal.
And that was Francois' 3rd assist of the season. Johan Graf, his 6th goal of the season, and that would be the game winner.
Here we saw James with that fantastic left-footed strike. Drills it at goal. An inch lower, and that comes off the underside of the crossbar and settles in the back of the net. And that was it to be it for the action for the remainder of the game.
And there's your match stats.
Yeah, Rochester very dominant in possession. Being up a man gave them an advantage. We saw St. Louis only one shot on target throughout the duration of the game. Obviously, that's a big factor in regards to scoring opportunities, and rightfully Rochester won this one.
And our key bank save of the game. Here it is.
Ball comes out to Woolford. Great feet to beat the defender. Drills it. Grimris parries that one away for a corner kick. Great save.
Beautiful play all around, and that was our key bank save of the game, Adam Grimwis. He had a few beauties tonight under pressure all night long with his team a man short. And this is our Excellus moment of the match.
Yeah, that delivery there from Francois. Francois was just into the dangerous area there. The keeper can't come. It's behind the defense. Grabs us with a well-timed run in between the defenders in the space. Slides it into the back of the net to put his team into the lead.
And fans, our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by Hurricane Harvey. The USL encourages fans to donate to the American Red Cross at 1-800-RED-CROSS or text the word Harvey to 90999 to make a donation. Rochester wins it 2-1 over St. Louis FC. They come up with 3 big points here at home to now increase their total to 38 points. So it was a great night. Bark in the Park, a big success. The Rhinos win it 2-1. For my partner, Chris Nurse, I'm Ari Shannock saying thanks for watching. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.